live session that we are doing every single day, starting another trading week with the new live trading session here. This is Forex Wizard, your trading coach. You will be doing complete multiple analysis, multiple time frame analysis, and also will be looking for the potential trade setup in this live session. I believe all the members are here, and once everyone reach, you will be beginning with today's trade setup. Along with also we will be discussing about the trading psychology, how you can develop the trading psychology, and how you can also create healthy trading psychology that can change the way you look at the market. So let's begin. As with the current war and many other geopolitical tensions, the market is really an extremely volatile here at the moment. So we will be looking at to see that where is our potential entry opportunity. From the multiple time frame analysis, we will be looking at the technical aspect, the fundamental, geopolitical, as well as the sentiment analysis that we will be doing from A to Z to see in fact how we can trade this market. Now if you are ready to open position, make sure you also ready with some of the risk managed tool that we need to trade the market. Make sure that you use a position size calculator, and also in the live chat you can ask any question, and engaging will help you to also understand what is happening with other traders, what they are thinking. And also this is how we trade every single day, help us to grow as a trader. So let me know in the live chat if you have any question. Let's begin today's first of all starting with the analysis, and also we will be looking at some other factors that what can help us to become a better trader. So let's look at, first of all, looking at the lower time frame. This is, if you look at, this is the a lower time frame price section here that the market is, if you look at in, this is a very narrow zone here. Now we were running a trade in that area, just I'm looking at that, and also we'll be looking to enter if we see that further trading opportunity here in that area. So let's begin today's trade setup as well as the analysis. Let me know, traders, if you have any question. And this is the lower time frame market structure. Now at the moment we can see the market is in a bit of in a range, and at the same time we see there is a significant shift in the market sentiment. So that shift might be bringing some short-term change of trend, and that's what we are looking to see to trade in this lower time frame. This change of trend, if you look at the 4-hour and the 1-hour perspective here, this is the 1-hour market structure where it is forming a very narrow lower time frame doji, and that might eventually create a potentially short-term downtrending market structure. Do you think so? Let me know in the live chat. Do you think the market is going to be here going to be bearish for short term, or you could see potential bounce of this level? So looking at this is, if you look at, this is the 15 minutes price section. Also there is a narrow doji has formed, and in the doji the market might here, if you look at, we see that there is a multiple liquidity sweep. Here is as well the 15 minutes price section showing that there is a very stronger liquidity sweep at the top. So therefore the lower time frame bias here showing the market may eventually could continue to trend back down here. So you can see this is there's a trend line here on this lower time frame, and the market is respecting the trend line and potentially to create a new lower low. So this is the lower time frame analysis that the market may break this support, and there is a, if you look at here, the imbalance here in that direction. Today so far the market has made a bigger move back below here in that area. So looking at, this is after this candle close, we will be looking to see how the market structure in fact is evolving here in that area. And before I look for any trade sir, I would like to see that all members are here. Thank you very much. And say yes if you are ready here to open any position. Can you hear me? So can you please confirm that the stream is on? I would like to see some members that can hear me. Thank you very much. Good luck on your trades or software use. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. Yep, we are sell trade on this, and the market is in fact what software look. Oh, for more details we will be discussing in depth. Now here you can see there is a very narrow doji formed on this lower time frame, and here it's maintaining that series of lower high. We might see this break of support. The market is a bit struggling to break this low here because there is a very high liquidity zone, but we might see that there might be some further penetration back below here in that area. So we're looking to see. Now if the market breaks this support here, we are looking for further downside in this market. Now if you look at the lower time frame, you can see the market structure here showing that there is a possibility for further downside if the market breaks that low, and that break of this low, if we see the market is penetrating down back below here, that we may see that this market to eventually create a new lower low, or we could see a breakout here. This is what we are looking to see, in fact, what the market finally going to do. And it is not unusual to see that again pull back to the upside, but at the moment what we can see here in this area, that the market is this is the lower time frame, maintaining a trend line, and maintaining this trend line, that resistance, which is eventually could break that low, right? So if that is breaking that low here, the 15 minutes market structure, that you can see that multiple times the market here rejected of that level. Now how the market structure is building in this area is key to look at, in fact, where the market is heading. So this is 1 minute chart. Broken the trend line. Now we will be looking to see if the market is from this trend line is getting back below, or it's bouncing off that for deeper pullback. If you look at the 5 minutes, also candle closing on the 5 minutes, and we see that the selling pressure, and I'm still looking to see that stronger selling pressure. There is a possibility, unless we see a stronger breakout, which is what I think that So whenever the market is going up here, there is a rejection of this level that you can see. This is what we are looking to see, that rejection from that level. By the way, traders, make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet before we begin this live trading session fully for this movement. And what we can see, from this resistance line, the market may, we see there is a back-to-back two rejection of this level. Now, for us to be able to look for an entry, we see that there is a 1 hour candle close coming from this support and the 15 minutes. Okay, so there is a, this is the 1 minute price action. This is a very high liquidity zone from this top. And with this break of this high, if we see the market has shown, because there is a break of trend line, there is a liquidity trigger. Now, if we see that the market is showing that further possibility to come down, then we will be looking for that potential sell in this market. As of this breakup trend line is where the potential for the market to eventually trend back down here to the support level. And we can see that some lower time frame market structure also here in this area, the breakup structure. Getting some kind of rejection of this level. Now this price action close is important because in this close here will determine either this market will go for a deeper pullback or coming down here to create a new lower low, because this is a, if you look at of this level, it is still in a downtrend here. And I'm preferring still for this possible entire drop back below here to the support level. And if this is a false breakout of this trend line, they're expecting the market to again to trend down back below. Now, if this 15 minutes candle closing with a long wick, traders will see that back-to-back 3 liquidity grab from the 15 minutes. That might bring that market back below here in that market. So this is what we will be looking at for further downtrending move in this market. The key here is to look for the major direction of the trend. Currently, because there is a daily drop here earlier, so you're looking to see the market to remain in a downtrend here in that market. And the 15 minutes candle closing in few minutes, that we can see the market is in this downtrend here. So if you look at the 15 minutes close, if this one is closing as a long bearish, long wick candle, there is a chance for the deepening here, that you can see the market is showing that stronger bearish movement here in that market. Now, we saw that there is a break below, and this 15 minutes candle close is important to see that if it is a liquidity sweep or it is going to fill that long wick in that area. Here is the move that you can see the market has, this is the 1 minute market structure showing that there is one long wick, and look to see that if this is getting a rejection of that, is there news? There is no news. The 1 hour candle close, and 1 hour candle close with a long wick doji. So there is a stronger break back to the upside here, and I'm still looking to see how the market react to that. It's approaching a fair value gap, and that fair value gap that we can see the market is moving to now is an important resistance line. So from the 4 hour that you can see the market is going back to intraday resistance line here in that area, and that is crucial. With the intraday resistance line the market reached, to see if it is deepening further. Okay, there's a gap open, and I'm looking to see if this is a long reversal or it's just again another liquidity sweep here in that area. This entirely can come down for this move. Okay, with a long wick, this is an a pin bar here that you can see. And with this pin bar, the market may cross that low here. And that's a key points to look at. I'm just looking for the key levels here. As this is the 5 minutes also closing. And this 5 minutes close is crucial because with this 5 minutes candle close in this area, the market may show a significant, if you look at the candle closing below, can create a possible downward trend in this market. And this is what we're looking to see how the market is reacting to those areas. Now, let's reach that very sharp level. This is a very sharp level that you can see. Okay, we might see now straight coming down back below. This is the 1 hour market structure which has not been tested this support properly, and looking to see that it's breaking well below back here to this lower time frame support level. The 1 hour market structure that you can see. Now, for us to be able to look for a potential sell entry of this, as this is now a falling market, I'm only looking for sell. Anyone looking to buy, you can share your opinion. Good morning. Are you still in sell? Yes, still on the trade, still on the trade and running in. Here the market has, if you look at from this support level, it had a rejection back above here in that area that you can see. Now with this rejection here, that the market is of this support level, it's creating multiple false breakout here. Now to see that if it is going for a deeper pullback, or we could see coming down. Now this is the 15 minutes. After this, if you look at this current 15 minutes candle, it crossed another key liquidity zone. All right, so now how this 15 minutes candle will close is important. We still have 7 minutes to go, but if it is closing below, let's say below the previous 15 minutes high, then we will see that quite a few candles rejection in a row, and that's where I will be looking for another sell. We will be adding another sell in this live session, but we want to see that how this 15 minutes candle has created its momentum. This is where the key, right? We want to see how the 15 minutes candle close created the market structure so that we can look for a sell. Now, if this current 15 minutes candle that you can see, if this one is closing below, you want to see it closing as a long wick for us to be able to sell. Are you getting my point, guys? This is our plan here. If this one is closing back below, especially would like to see closing below 5094. If it does, it may still can go continue to rise back to the upside. If it does, then we will be looking at this market to give us that potential selling opportunity here in that market. There's some long wick rejection again being created in that area. And the market is pretty volatile now at the moment, as you can see, globally and also technically. Both situation, the market is in a significantly volatile market structure. We are seeing some potential bounce off this level. Here is, if we look at, this is a resistance line, and with a long resistance level here, that we are looking to see the market to from that level to eventually cross this low that I'm looking at here in that area. Seeing what you're saying, thank you very much. It might go for it now for this it's a very crucial level that the market is going up and down. Might be starting a new uptrend or just a false breakout, and could reverse again back below. For our market structure, it reached that intraday resistance line. And with this reaching of this intraday resistance line, here is the market is approaching that key level, and with it's on this resistance line. They're expecting the market to, okay, so if the market reverse of this level, as we are coming towards a 50-minute candle close, I will be looking for possible sell entry. As we mentioned, if this candle closing back below, there is a chance for trend continuation down here in that market. Okay, it's carrying some rejection here, guys. Here I'm looking for a sell entry of this level, and we'll be keeping the stop loss above the swing high, which is a bit of higher. This is an addition to the previous trade, so if you had any higher risk on your previous trade, probably you can choose not to take. But here I'm looking to see the market. If you look at, this is the 50-minute candlestick pattern, which has reached that level, and now expecting this market to reject back below. So looking at the stop loss here at 5103.74, and TP target setting below here 5083.59. So when that sell here, looking to see the market to break below, and I'm also sharing the group. So open sell, and also I have shared the same trade in the premium group. Of this level, they're looking for this market to reject back below, and cool. So we see 5 minutes. Now this 5 minutes candle is important because it's potential rejecting of this previous resistance line, and creating a sideways consolidation market structure. If the market goes up, I will be straight out of the trade. Don't want to run if the market is not going in that direction. But here, if you look at in this area, that the market is eventually, we want to see that the market has left significant imbalance to come back below here to the support level. All right, so let's look at that. In the meantime, traders, if you're enjoying the live session, make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. Here's the catch. The market is creating its structure. I see what you're saying. Thank you very much for seeing. And also you can join the Telegram. You can find link below this video for the regular trade ideas update as well as education, which is currently free. Also coming up Discord shortly after. Here's the mob. You guys can join there. I do share many of my trade ideas in the Telegram group. Okay. What are you seeing here? Consolidation. Consolidation is a sign of two things. One is change of trend. The other one is mostly, if you see that extended consolidation is more often accompanied by a change of trend. All right, so here is what you can see, the lower time frame showing that there is a possibility for breaking of this zone here. So the 15 minutes closed, and that's how you have entered this trade. Now depending on how this candlestick pattern getting the rejection will determine either it's a correction or trend continuation. Let's look at that. There's a head and shoulder. Now which way this head and shoulder is going to play out is important to look at. It is chances that the head and shoulder to break below. Getting back to the upside. Okay, so here is we are looking at here in this area for an entry. and from this key level getting that rejection, and I'm still expecting this market to trend back down from this double top, continue to drop back below to the major direction of the trend here. Now from the daily that we have seen, there is a significant the market has broken earlier today from that key level. Now looking at this is the 5 minutes market structure, right? So with this 5 minutes candle close, let's see that how the candle is closing. So it closed with a candle that has, which is a bullish engulfer. Are you going to see that breaking back above? That's what you can see. There might be some fair value gap that is filling here, and it's usually broken back to the upside of this fair value gap. Almost reached that 4-hour resistance line. Okay, so you see that there is a 1 minute rejection. So you're out with the trade and looking to see what is actually the market is doing. We'll be re-entering once you can see the market has shown that structure. Okay, so let's look at to see what is the market is offering here in this zone. 4 hour, it reached to the 4 hour resistance line. The previous trade is still on. We have added another position here for this bounce, and we can see the market is, it almost reached the 4 hour resistance line. That's really interesting to see that the market's reached that far, and the chances that because it retests that high, you might see that the price to, you see that it's created a very narrow liquidity sweep in that area. Back to back 2 pin bars. Was this a pure false breakout? If you look at here, that might be. If we look at another entry here, it almost reached the 4-hour level of resistance here. This is a really interesting move. Now, in this 4-hour resistance, the price may cross the intraday level, and you can see the price is showing this is the 4-hour high. And I would like to look at, take potentially counter trade for this move here. As the market reached that 4-hour level of resistance, that means that session's high. The chances for this market to retest the low is also higher, though the market left some imbalance to the upside here in this area. Now you can see that after this 5-minute candlestick pattern, it was in a downtrend, but we can see that there is from this support, there is a break of structure back to the upside. And it's crucial to look at, in fact, what the market might do. And I'm being really patient here, guys. It's important that being patient is the key to successfully trade. What is our issue? It depends. I focus on the win rate. Okay, so each trade is different, right? You can't fix always, because some market are very sideways, and when the market in a very extremely sideways, it's sometimes very, I've tested a lot. If you have a very high risk reward, for example 3 to 1, 5 to 1, in some market condition it might not work out because of the sideways market. So if the market moving in a sideways, you won't be able to keep a high risk reward. That's because the market will just go up and then will come back down. It's the nature of the market. So when the market trends, you can take one trade and hold it for exponentially bigger profit target. But when the market is sideways, the reliability is to maintain a high win rate. That means more wins. That will give you more confidence as a trader, especially if you're a beginner or a new trader or not profitable trader. Okay, so here it's breaking back above here from the intraday. So if you look at the 4-hour here, it almost reached that 1.5 an hour remaining for this 4-hour candle to close. But we can see that after today's massive drop here, the market pulled back to nearly to 50%, right? So look at the Fibonacci from this high to this low. So it's almost 50% pullback now from today's movement. So the market start from here, drop to this level, which is nearly to 50% pullback. Now it's extending above, so that might be after creating an overextension, we could see the market to have another retest. How far it's gonna go? That's the question. Are you going to see it to test the liquidity zone? Here is the move that you can see the market from this reach that resistance line here. Reached ultimately to the to this point. Okay, to this level of resistance. Now this market started to move off this support, right? And one single move, it left an imbalance here. The question is, are you going to see that drop back below here to the support level? So you can see the market might move up here for a bit of higher movement in that area. It reached a key resistance line. Now if we see strong rejection, we will be looking to look for any entry. The market is trading still above 10 exponential moving averages, so we'll see how the market react to that level. Now, 4-hour perspective, if we look at the market reach that from this intraday, if we look at the daily here, it is massive drop on the daily now to this level here. Later we saw that there was entirely another move back above of this daily low. Is the music. Experiencing a waterfall from this daily resistance line. The market reach to this resistance line where there was a big drop here, reach that order block, and waiting for a possible break below, and you won't be surprised to see if there is an order waterfall as coming up NY session. Five-minute chart showing a bit of better price action here in that area. It's trying to break above. If the market create here a reversal pattern, you can expect it to come back down here for this to this support again, because the market, the longer term here, today's price action so far has shown significant downtrending movement back below. All right, so 30 minutes market structure that you can see here so far has built a big bullish candle, and so now are you going to see the market to come to fill that, or you could see an upside here? Just trying to look at this trend. Here's the quite a few long wick candlestick pattern I'm looking at for further entry along this way. After this price action confirmation, we can see the market reach that level here, and multiple time frame analysis that you can see is quite interesting here in that area. And from that multiple time frame analysis, we're looking to see potential entry here. Now this candlestick pattern is important because if it is not being able to break that high, we might see the market to revert back here to create a new lower low. Chances for another flight is also higher. And if this market creates bearish structure, we want to see that this trend line has entirely broken, and if this trend line entirely breaks below, there is chances that the market will be coming back to this support, and in that case there might be significant downtrend back, continue to back here in that market. And here is the 1 minute candlestick pattern closed again with a big red candle. Welcome traders, welcome back to the live session. First day of trading. First day of trading week, and I hope that the music is on and everything is correct. First day of trading week and pretty big day. What are our ratio? Hello, one thing you sir, I'm good. Sell from 5112 level. I mean gold sell 5112 level. That's a pretty high level here. How did you catch that point? It's interesting because is the resistance line. I think you consider this resistance. I understand now. Here, that was a resistance line. The reason I'm not still open the second position is because the first position is running in though, and the market may create a new higher high here. So if it doesn't, then we might be able to see sell for another new lower low in this market. Now this drop, and it can be a continuation pattern or it can be a trend change call here. Here's the move, and expecting it to further downside back below here in that market. Okay, now if it is a trend change call, that you can see double top, break below, pullback, and we might see that market to move in that way here. Okay, so we see that there is a breakup trend line, right? Now, if this is a breakup trend line, why shouldn't we enter? The only reason that you need to see stronger false breakout for this new downtrend confirmation. It still can continue to rise. That's why we are not on the trade. But once we see the market has entirely broken the trend line and then drop, we are on the trade. By the way, in the meantime, let's look at what's happening with the calendar and the news. What's happening here? Conflict forces central bank into sharp policy rethink. Okay, so this is an important news, of course. See that how the central banks are. Okay, so there might be some even you won't be surprised to see that interest rate rising in some areas. So let's think of that. Now, at the moment for our short-term trading, we are okay, but we need to look at how the market might do. Now, this can be some of the information that you can use for our short-term trading. Even if you look at gold, is suddenly became bearish, right? In this strong geopolitical confluence, gold should be bullish, but it's getting suddenly bearish. So this is one of the reason that gold is now bearish. Means there is a pullback on the monthly, but on the lower time frame we can see that it's bearish. It's because of the potential interest rate rise of in many central bank might happen very soon. It's because of the current situation. So if the interest rate rises, as if you looked at for those who are in the academy learning and going with the courses, so the fundamental that I have explained, guys, in the course is just one single video. You don't need a lot. Okay, just simple way. So if you haven't got access to that, it's now available on the premium group, in the Telegram group, pinned at the top. So you can find it pinned at the top, and one single video, right? So what actually is that? So if you look at the interest rate cut, as we discussed in the past also, interest rate cut is bullish for gold, right? So we have discussed many times, right? And let's understand that why interest rate cut is bullish for gold is because when there is interest rate cut, it becomes any currency that has increased the interest rate, the borrowing increases, right? So when the borrowing increases, the inflation goes high and the currency devaluated. So interest rate cut is bullish for gold because if the currency become devaluated, it automatically appreciate gold. Two reasons. One is the investors are more heading towards the safe haven. The other is that most central bank, almost all of them, also reserve gold beside dollar. So they reserve dollar and also they reserve gold to keep the overall balance, because if one becomes, for example, if the central bank only keep dollar, no gold, then they cannot hedge the risk, right? So what will happen? Let's say suddenly, if that happens, dollar become too cheap, then they will lose their reserve, right? So they keep both of them so that it hedges itself either way. So therefore, when there is an interest rate cut, dollar become cheaper. If it doesn't have to be dollar, it can be in any currency. So that currency become cheaper. When that currency become cheaper, gold on the other direction become expensive. So imagine that way. Okay, so if you look at one direction, this, okay, one arrow this, the other one this way, okay. So it's always in balance. So the total, if the total reserve is, let's say 100, if one is 60, the other one is 40, right? So what will happen if this one loses value, come back to 35, this one will automatically increase value. It's gonna go to 65. So the goal here, because the Reserve Bank doesn't want to make profit, they want to keep the reserve in the right value. So that's why that if you look at this, when dollar goes down, the gold goes up, right? So now with the current geopolitical tension, what's happening is that there is a highly likelihood of central banks to rise the interest rate due to the current. So if that happens, that will again reduce gold. And that's why you see some kind of sell-off now on gold. But everything is subjected to change, right? Nothing is absolute. There is no absolute, right? There is absolute, which is unchangeable. But here, when you're looking at the market and everything that you can see and touch, is not absolute, relative. Now with this long, if you look at here, it's a rejection of this higher price here that you can see. And that's a waterfall that you can see now. Okay. How far it's gonna come down, it's a question. So almost to the support. The market structure looks bearish. Chances for the market to drop down further is higher. And we could see the market to eventually come well below here in that area. Okay. Now, we might see an entire drop back below now to the support level. That's interesting. It's an entire drop the market left here a gap, and now potentially the market is going to fill the gap back below. The 1 hour candle closing, which is big long candlestick pattern from the 1 hour, and if this candle closing back below here, that might push that market back down to the support level. With the 1 hour candle close, we'll be looking for possible down move here. So I'd like to delete those lines to see what actually the market is at. So this is the 1 hour candlestick pattern that you can see after this long week. It's start to drop down here back below. And now if this current candlestick pattern closing as such as a long week, either here to the support or around the zone with a big long candle, chances for the market to come down further below is higher. So let's hold on to that to see how far it's gonna keep coming down, and then we can enter based on that. And I think this is the 1 hour support. The market left a gap here, and chances that this is a fair value gap. The market may fill that gap now before the candle close. Okay, so we see that there is bearish price action showing up to be, this is a fair value gap. It's a fair value gap, and looking to see that the fair value gap coming well below here to the support level. There's another doji. Do you think it's gonna go back again? I think that the one are kind of close. And yeah, so it's showing that there's a higher chance for another wave of rejection back below, another wave of drop. And okay, so market structure showing downside from the 1 hour. It's approaching this gap level here. It's not getting still ready for an entry. Okay, the market in a zone where if it reverse off this level, we'll be looking for a potential sell setup. You can see that rejection. This is a very long week candlestick pattern. And okay, there is another 5 minutes candlestick pattern that closing here back in that area. Do you see any strong bullish confluence? Okay, I'll be taking another position here for this potential downside back below, and with a tighter stop loss here, because if the market breaks above, we'll not be taking the trade. If the market breaks below, we'll be taking to this support level here in this market. So if the market breaks above, we will be exiting with the minimum stop loss here. So stop loss here that will be placing at 5102.89, very smaller stop loss. Take profit target will be setting at 5087.80, and it's a falling market now, so we are selling in the direction of the trend. And I'm short on gold again, another one. Okay, it's coming down back below. It's a sharp drop that you can see. All right, so you open this here. I'm opened a position. As soon as you open it, it start to move, and I'm holding on to that for further downside here. So we have the previous trade covered plus the new potential profit zone hit, and here is the market is really that if you look at in this area, it's a little different, the market structure. This is the 1 hour market where the price action might get rejected. Okay, so okay, another 1 minute. If you look at this, is also another long week candlestick, and if the market breaks below, that is where we could see the price to eventually to come back to this support level, and this I'm holding on to that here, and this is a chance for the market to come down potentially a lot back below. And I placed the TP target at the imbalance area. All right, guys, so let's wait. Let's keep the finger crossed for this move back below here. And as the session open, NY session, the volume is coming, and that volume might bring that market back below here to the support level. All right, so waiting on that to happen. Before it happens, awesome. What happened? Okay, it's coming down, guys. Okay, we can see it drop, and that's what I expected. And I want to see the market to cross this low here. Okay, I'm holding on to that. And because with this winner, we can take almost nearly to double than what we have. Boom, that's down, guys. I'm still holding on to that. I want it to close by itself, by its profit target. Come on, come on. So there is a one, the candle close, leaving a long wick, and looking to see the market to fill that long wick, coming well below here to the support level. Awesome. Let it move back below here in that area, and it's almost might hit the profit target. But at any time, if I'm closing, I will give a shout out here. Come on, it's getting a narrower candlestick pattern. You see that deepen? The market sometimes, like takes a lot of time to eventually break out from the consolidation and then to trend. That's why the market trends only 30% of the time. 70% of the time the market moves in entirely in a sideways or in a consolidation. So if you look at here, just going up and down, up and down. Finally, we can see that it's preparing for a breakout. So if it breaks out here, that might bring that market here. All right. So as there is a significant downtrend showing up, you might see the market to eventually cross that. Okay, anyway, we can see some kind of movement here in that area, and let's wait to see where it is heading to. And we might see the market, if you look at here, it's breaking that low back below here in that area. All right, now in that direction, you could see the market to come back below. We're going to see fall or rise again here. It's a very crucial level that you can see. All right, with this liquidity sweep, the market may boom come back below here. This is what I'm looking to see. I want to see the further drop so that it can directly hit our profit target, guys. This is what we are looking at, to see the market to come back below. The 5-minute candle closing here. If it is closing as a narrow doji, the next one to again eventually to penetrate back below here to the support level. All right, now it's maintaining the downtrend. It's interesting. Okay, big long wick. I'm pretty optimistic that this candle will break below. Let's wait to see. Oh, come on. can close this profit here. Okay, another long week rejection. Now the market is very, very exhausted on the top. Very, very exhausted on the top. That could bring the market back below to the support. This is what we're looking to see, that here's the long week, and you can see the market is trending, and I'm holding on to that here in that zone. It's gonna be interesting if the market really goes for another flight. Come on, I'm really surprised with this move. It's coming back below here in that area. We see the multiple rejection from the top can take the market back below to the support. All right, so got that ready for this break below. Patience pays off, guys. This is the universal language. Keep in mind that patience pays off, and we can see that more. The patience pays off. All right, so we can see the market may eventually cross this low, and I'm still holding on to that. Are you going to hold on to it, or are you gonna exit? I still want to hold on. You can see again pushing back. Sometime when the market in a consolidation, it really become a bit of what I would say that a bit of pain to look at that, that the market is just going up and down, but it pays off. Am I right or wrong? See that. Thank you. And have you liked this stream, traders? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. Okay, so profit target hit on this one. Successfully closed. Cool. Now, because the market has done multiple false breakout in this structure here, chances for this market to come back below is higher. And okay, so what is happening next? That you can see we are holding, we have taken the trade, we have closed the profit. I'm going to look the central bank into sharp policy. We think, okay, so, and narrow intercept balancing missile through. This is really creating the market pretty extremely volatile here. Okay, so here we had one trade earlier, two trades, one profit target hit, the other one didn't. So the first one was 60 pip minus, and this one plus. Nearly 200 pip, 95 pip. How many pip? Okay, so we begin another day of trading with another possibility for us to be able to, we can see the market is now breaking that low, which is showing that there is a downtrend continuation here in this market, and you could see the market to continue to that downtrend here, and you can see there is a significant fair value gap that could fill here in that zone, and with this fair value gap fill, there you could see the market to break that low and continue to trend back down here in that area. And what else we can see for the current the market, as you can see the price, if you look at some of the instruments such as the oil was pretty volatile. All right, so, and also with the current geopolitical tension, how does the market also impact, and how we can look at other instrument in terms of trading. Now this is also crucial. Is it a long term or a short term? How many of you are on that? Do you think it's a long term a change in price on oil, or it's a short term move that you can see? What's your opinion on that? Okay, here's the market with this quite a few long wick candlestick pattern. Again, trying to break above here. Are you going to see a new higher high? Struggling to trend here in that area. So this is if you look at, this is 15 minutes candle, which is forming a big red bearish candlestick pattern, and that might be showing that the price potentially bouncing off this level, or you could see further down move back below in that market. How's it going? Open zone. It's already open, and we can see the market has reacted to that opening. Now in this area here, we can see that there is a narrow doji being formed on the 15 minutes chart, and this doji to look at, important to see either this is breaking below further to create a new lower low, or it's going back again for another new higher high. The market structure here, we can see there is a liquidity sweep from the top, because it grabbed liquidity from the top, where you shouldn't see the liquidity from the support here. Right? Also, there is a 30 minutes candle closing. Of this 30-minute candle close, there are two things can happen. The market is straight going back up to create a new higher high, or you could see the market to reverse back again to create a new lower low. Crucial price action has formed. So it has shown initial bias in this direction. We're out with the trade and looking to see actually what the market is now forming here, as there is another false breakout that you can see entirely above, and that false breakout might be, if you look at from this here straight to that swing low, potentially can bring the bigger move. Okay, it's a massive false breakout. Also the 15 minutes. From the 1 hour. Okay, so this is a lower time frame market structure that you can see here in that area, and that is eventually might be showing up some for our perspective. Huge false breakout here in that area, and with this false breakout there is a chance for the market to come back below here to the, this is an order block. Create a narrow doji, and it's really market structure that I this might be going to create another higher high. So as we have closed our position, we will be looking to see new trading opportunity after another false breakout. If you look at here, the market is going to this zone here where there is a previous resistance line, and as there is a, if you look at here, price has reached that resistance line, chances that the market will have some kind of up and down in this area before it finally move in one direction. And I will be waiting for another entry. Traders, I hope that you enjoyed this session here. You love this session, and you were you have learned from here, from this session. This is the first day of trading week, and go join anytime by session open now. Yeah, so with the current NY session, NY session is just open in few minutes. I have a free app that I can look at all the sessions timing. I think it's important to look at keeping eye for the sessions timing to see which session is opening. And now looking at 5 minutes, this is interesting. If you look at here, the market is going back every time to this resistance line, and that resistance line is crucial to see if the price is respecting that resistance and coming down back below. And with that being said, traders, we are almost end of this live session, but not end of the trading session. I will still be trading, and I will be posting if there is any update in the group. And this is an exclusive live trading. You will be looking for further entry opportunity. Can I hold my sell? Why you are still on sell? We are out with the profit, but I'm not sure which trade you are running in. I can't let you know what can be done. You can look at your plan and everything. So that being said, traders, it's the first day of trading week. Still we have 4 more days to trade, and I will be coming on live here to trade every single day. And that being said, thanks for joining, and I'll see you again very soon with another update in trade idea also coming in the channel. So don't miss out to subscribe to the channel, and also you can stay connected by joining also the Telegram. You can find link below this video for regular update, education, as well as analysis. Here there is a massive false breakout again. You might see the market to come back below here. Let's see what is happening. Thank you. We'll speak to you soon with another trade ideas.